everybody, Paul here for Road Trip Tiny Trucker. I'm going to start a new episode, try to do it every Wednesday, so right on time. It's Thursday. I'm going to call it the Wednesday Rant. What I want to do, I've noticed that there's a ton of people, guys wearing sunglasses and hats, driving trucks, ranting at the phone, seem to be doing really well on Facebook and YouTube right now, so I might as well jump on the train as well. However, I'm going to try to set a couple rules. I'm not going to rant about any politics other than politics related to the trucking industry. Second rule, this is off the cuff me ranting. I'm going to say things that probably aren't true and misspeak, so it's just supposed to be a fun one. My more serious one will be Sunday. My Sunday episodes, they'll be a little longer and they'll be a little more intuitive. This is just more for fun. Yeah, that's it. Nothing beyond that. So just keep that in mind as I go off. Number 3, anything I rant about, I'm not an expert in, unless it's bolting. If we talk about bolting, I'm pretty good at that. Nuts and bolts. So, and then the last thing is the first one, I'll pick the topic for today. If you guys want me to rant about something, try to keep it in the trucking industry. If you don't know something about the trucking industry and you're curious, and I'm not a big truck, but I do follow all the same regulations and everything that the big trucks do. So you can put it in the comments, and if I like one, I'll pick it and use it for the next week. So yeah, that's going to be the plan for this Wednesday rant. We'll learn moving forward. Turn my CB down here. Yeah. Last thing, I'm going to announce this on my Sunday episode 2, which does not necessarily always fall around Sunday, but my 10th episode, I'm going to give away a hat. I haven't figured out the rules yet. There's going to be some sort of little competition. I don't know what, but I'm going to give away one of these rare, priceless collectible, not even the one I'm wearing, a brand new one, road trip transport hat. Your choice of color, either orange or blue. This is the blue one. If you watch some of my other ones, you'll see the orange one. So I'm going to give away one of these hats. Okay. So, without further ado, let's move into today's rant. Today's rant is going to be on the topic of DEF. DEF is diesel exhaust fluid. So what I want to talk to you guys about, first off, I'm driving across the middle of nowhere in Nebraska. It's a beautiful day, and my load, you can see my trailer back there. You can see you can't see anything on it. I have 2 light poles. Total, they weigh, I want to say, 1,200 pounds. So this is a pretty good load. It's getting me good fuel mileage, decent fuel mileage, and that leads perfectly into this DEF. I'm working my way back up. I'm doing 8.8 miles to the gallon. Okay, I'm working my way back up to 10. Last couple days I've been doing mid 6s to low 8s. That's because I've been hauling oversized and different things in a pickup. Here's my rant. DEF fluid. Let me explain to you what DEF fluid is for those you people that don't drive diesel engines. DEF fluid is diesel exhaust fluid. And what they do, essentially, again, I'm not an expert, I said that at the beginning, is they burn, or there's a filter, there's a new filter that government mandated, thank you California, screwing everything up again, that requires a filter to catch the particulate matter. This is outside of catalytic converters and things like that. It's catch a particulate matter from diesel exhaust fluid, which technically, I guess it's got carcinogenic qualities, but you'd have to like huff on the end of a tailpipe before you get to the point where it would even begin to cause any sort of damage. Anyway, regardless, okay? So they catch this diesel particulate matter. My problem is, this is how stupid it is. There's a system that does not work well on any truck, and I'm talking every big semi you see driving down the road has this on it. It has since 2000 and I want to say 12 is when they started putting DEF systems on. And everywhere we stop, I got to deal with this nasty, sprays everywhere all the time, DEF fluid. And it's basically urea and purified water, I think. And you pour it in, and what it does is when that filter gets clogged, it sprays that urea in onto the filter, and then I think it actually burns some diesel fuel, injects some diesel fuel into it, and burns all that particulate off of your tailpipe. If you ever watch trucks when you're driving, every now and then you'll see a little bit of white smoke coming out of one. Not a lot. That means something's wrong. But you'll see a little. That's when they're doing a regen. They call it a regen. They're burning all that crap off that filter. Okay, here's my problem with it. Everybody who's deleted trucks. Now, it's not deleted on my truck. It's illegal to delete it because it's an emissions thing. Again, thank you, California, for just absolutely stupidity. It is killing fuel mileage. Not to mention the maintenance bills, which of course our government doesn't care about. That comes out of the pocket of the small guy to pay for all the repairs on it. I mean, thousands and thousands, and that industry, that DEF system's got to be making billions of dollars in this country. Just they're notoriously bad. They notoriously break down. They notoriously need parts, and they're notoriously expensive. So what happens is it sprays it into there, and then it uses, I think, about 1 gallon per 50 gallons of diesel fuel on this Ram. This Ram, deleted. You talk to anybody who's deleted trucks, even big trucks, when they delete them, which deleting means they got rid of all their DEF system. They got rid of it from front to back, so it no longer, and then they tune the engine to tell the computer, ignore that. Ignore there's no DEF system in it. They are getting consistently better fuel mileage. I don't know the exact numbers, but let's say on this truck, I would more than likely be getting 2 to 3 miles to the gallon better than I am currently, on average, having to run this DEF system, okay? Now, you're telling me that the little bit of particulate matter that, you know, in high concentrations can cause cancer, but we know it's not in high concentrations. You're telling me that, and keep in mind, we're still blowing the particulate out. We're just burning it, turning it to ash and blowing it out. So, is it doing anything? I don't know. But, regardless of all that, you're telling me that 2 miles to the gallon times however many trucks there are out there. For big trucks, maybe say a mile to the gallon, whatever. Times however many semis there are. Millions. And diesel pickups too. There are millions and millions and millions of trucks driving daily. And they are burning this system off, or they're getting this worse fuel mileage, and you got to get that fuel. The same people who think this DEF system is so wonderful and saving the environment are the same people that hate that we have to get so much fuel out of the ground, and we're now burning ridiculous amounts more of it than we ever have. It's unbelievable. Hang on, I'm gonna be a little trucker here. Oh, I don't need to. Somebody just announced it. There's a police officer. Well, I don't think they did. No, yeah, they are. There's a police officer in the median, so I was gonna tell everyone to slow down. Although if they're doing over 75 miles an hour, I'm gonna drop. Anyway, so. Are you robbing Peter to pay Paul is my question. Now, I've never looked, is there a study to show that the reduction in particulate matter outweighs that excess fuel generated? I doubt it. I highly doubt it. I mean, that seems idiotic. It's the same thing as those stupid anti-spill spouts that, thank you again, California, that we have to have on all of our gas cans, and they spill everywhere. They're worthless. They're horrible, horrible system. Oh, they're not anti-spill. That's the thing. The Californians were worried about the vapor coming out while you're pouring your gas can in. So they wanted the vapor to come back into the gas can. Well, or something like that. I don't even know what that doesn't make sense because it's going to escape out of the gas can. So what? Maybe not. I don't know. Anyway, regardless of that, I think it's to do with the vapor, which is pure stupidity because now We're spilling gas everywhere. You're telling me that's better for the environment? The guy out in his lawnmower spilling a gallon of gas, not that bad, but spilling gas everywhere in his yard, and the guy trying to fill up. You're telling me that's better for the environment than a little bit of vapor coming out of a gas can? So, anyway, straight off there, my whole point is that we do these things that we think are so good, so great for the environment. We don't think about the fact that, I mean, I've talked to a guy, this is purely anecdotal, that worked for Cummins and said if we didn't have this emissions crap on these, we would probably see, I don't know, 20% increase in fuel mileage. Why? Because over the past, since 2012, these large manufacturers have not been doing much innovation on their diesel engines. I might be wrong here, but this is just talking to him. They haven't been doing much because they can't figure this stupid emissions crud out. I mean, it's just, does it pay? I don't think so. There's millions of trucks running, getting worse fuel mileage. We could have better engines, better diesel engines that, if we would just let the market do its thing, you would get more reliable, more efficient, better diesel engines, because those would be the ones that would sell. So the competitors would have to step their game up to compete. But instead, they're all worried about this. They're all trying to figure out this DEF system because it's that bad. It really is that bad. And why I decided to pick that one for today is I have this load on that shouldn't be getting, I should be doing 12. It's perfectly flat here. I haven't gone up or down a hill the entire time we've talked. It's perfectly flat. The wind has died down. I should be doing 12 to 13 miles to the gallon. I've got a Cummins in here. These are supposed to be fuel efficient trucks. I should be doing 11, 12, maybe even 13 miles a gallon. I'm doing 9. Okay? So this DEF system is, it just frustrates me to no end. Not to mention that, whoever's making all the DEF, how are they making the DEF? Does the DEF fluid, does the process to make DEF fluid, we're having to get urea. I don't know how you even get that. You pee in a bottle? I don't know. They just got a bunch of guys lined up. Maybe that's, they're recycling pee from NASCAR events and then just using it for DEF fluid. Throw some recycling in there. So the problem I have is now we've introduced a whole new fluid that's got to be manufactured and made. That manufacturing process is creating greenhouse gases to manufacture and make this DEF fluid. The DEF fluid costs money, so now that's extra money out of my book. It's not huge, but every time I fill up, I'm putting 2 to 3 gallons of DEF in there. That's another 10, 15 bucks on top of stupid diesel prices already. You're telling me all this extra stuff is worth the maybe we're being good by removing the particulate matter. And I don't even think the particulate matter is necessarily, maybe it is, but I don't think it's not that it's bad for the environment. It's that it's carcinogen causing or cancer causing. But again, that scares you until you realize that in order for you to get enough of a concentration of it to even begin to experience the chance of that happening, you would have to take your mouth, put it around the tailpipe of a truck, tell them to hit the throttle, and inhale. Well, as soon as it's out in the air, it's diluted. You can't get enough of a concentration to cause anything. Don't get me started. Well, do get me started, because that's the whole point of this. So, I'm going to try to keep these episodes to 15 minutes. We're at like 13 and a half. That's long enough. Once again, like, subscribe. In order to win the hat on the 10th episode, you got to watch the 10th episode. You need to like, I guess, I don't know, you have to like all of them? Probably not. You got to like do you even like YouTube videos? No. Subscribe. Yeah, subscribe. No, you can like YouTube videos too. Do both. Like and subscribe and all that fun jazz that everybody always says. And yeah, again, I'm gonna try this every week. A little rant. You guys pick the rant for next week. I know if it's something I know nothing about, I'm sure you'll correct me. Again, I'm not saying anything in this video is correct. It's just my rant for the day. So, thanks for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.